that down. So, who are the top companies? Ah, that did it. Okay, now the biggie. Whose policies make more money? I want the top-rated company. Oh, Northwestern Mutual Life. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to give one of their agents a call.
Gunda Svan is only the second cross-country skier to win 4 medals in one Olympics.
From Washington, this has been World News Sunday. Tomorrow, watch World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. You can't be everywhere news is happening, but ABC News can, bringing you the issues and events you need to know about. Expect the world of ABC News. Weekdays on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. World News Sunday is a presentation of ABC News. This is...
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, we'll find out how the World Series is changing the reputation of Minnesota and the Dome in the sports world. Could be the start of something big. The southwestern suburbs have a growing reputation for booming businesses, but it means lots of highway hassles. We'll examine the problem. And we'll go to a birthday party in St. Louis Park where people are celebrating a program that truly saves lives.
Plan on dressing with sweaters this week. I'll have the forecast for the week ahead.
In sports, the Vikings get back on track with a win, but open up another very big question at the same time.
Those stories and much more next on Eyewitness News at 5:30.
At LensCrafters, skilled laboratory technicians using the latest equipment mean we can custom grind your exact prescription in about 1 hour. Listen.
They put new lenses in my old frames in about 55 minutes.
They were able to make a tool that's required to make my glasses.
I got my glasses in 47 minutes.
Very professional people.
LensCrafters. Quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Burnsville Center, Southdale Center, Lomans Plaza, and now in Crystal Shopping Center, next to Target.
Some of these, a bunch of those.
Hey, what's going on?
It's Mill Sleep Farm stock-up sale.
Hey!
Working sport boots are built tough to take it.
The men's leather outdoorsman boot is waterproof.
With slip-resistant Indy 500 soles, all for only $69.88. And these men's waterproof leather boots with padded collar are just $55.88. And keep your feet warm and comfortable with Fox River Olefin socks, now only $239 a pair.
So come in and watch our prices tumble. Now during the stock-up sale at Mill Sleep Farm.
When I played football, I gave it everything I had and more. Your Hall of Fame dealer will give you the best of everything for your money. He really wants your business, and he put forth an extra effort to get it.
Here's the Art Goebel lineup. Great 88 Ford car and truck deals without hassle. Restyling like Crown Victoria and Tempo. More inventory with more options. 6 years, 60,000-mile warranties. Get your new 88 Ford car or truck from Art Goebel Ford, Coon Rapids.
You're watching KSTP TV, Minnesota's News Channel 5.
Live from Minnesota's News Channel, KSTP Channel 5. Mike Binkley, Karen Falloon, and Mark Stevens bring you Eyewitness News.
More than 57,000 Minnesota Vikings fans packed the Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis today, a sellout crowd. But the Vikings aren't the only team that wants to play before Minnesota's enthusiastic crowds. Good evening, everyone. Minnesota and its Metrodome have a new reputation thanks to the World Series. Sports executives are finding they like what they see in the state, the fans, the Dome, and the cities. As Pat Milan reports, Governor Perpich is taking aggressive action now to land championship events in Minnesota.
To Gaetti, for the first time ever, the Minnesota Twins are the world champions.
This may go down as your most special memory in a sports championship, but it is doubtful that it'll be the last championship you ever see in Minnesota. Ever since the Twins won the World Series, it's become easier for sports executives to talk about selecting Minnesota as the site for a big sporting event. Paul Erickson is the director of the Minnesota Amateur Sports Association.
Once you kind of break that psychological threshold that this is a major sports center, then it makes it much easier for us to get a whole variety of sports that haven't been here before.
On the professional side of the sports coin, they are feeling the euphoria too. Minnesota is up for a Super Bowl in 1992. Winning the World Series has helped the Metrodome's chances, according to Sports Facilities Chairman Ron Gornick.
And I just believe personally that we have been identified as a facility, as a good facility, and I think it's going to be easier to talk to owners, to talk to NCAA people, to, whoever it is.
At a Monday press conference, Governor Rudy Perpich will say that Minnesota is going to seize the opportunities created by the World Series. The Minnesota Amateur Sports Commission is going to chase 20 major sporting events and try to bring them here. In amateur championships alone, the state figures there is $300 million a year to be made. The state is already chasing a bid for the Olympics, and Paul Erickson says there will be more.
We're going to have a list of the events that we've already obtained in Minnesota, and then we have even a greater list of the types of events that we're seeking, and we feel we have an excellent chance of securing because of both new facilities coming online and the World Series reputation.
And what is that reputation? Well, outsiders are telling local sports executives that they love the vocal but friendly fans, the safe cities, and the winning attitude. Pat Milan, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Of course, the Dome hasn't always been so popular, as Dome officials can well remember. Its now famous roof gave the Metrodome a bad reputation. Just 48 days after the Dome was inflated for the first time, a 10-inch snowstorm caused a panel to tear and the roof to collapse like a shaken pie in an oven. The roof was to collapse 2 more times, plagued by Minnesota's snow and gusty winds.
Hey, Viking Raiders program, today's program.
Well, more Vikings programs sold this weekend. Even though many fans still have strike-tainted feelings about the team, the World Series filled the gap for others.
Fortunately, the Twins gave us some relief, but yeah, I'm anxious for the Vikings to get into the playoffs, finally.
And as far as the strike goes, it leaves a real bitter taste in my mouth. I think the owners are really grinding it into the fans, especially when they're counting the replacement games.
Well, I'm very disappointed in the Vikings, the players taking the stance that they're being paid subservient wages, making the kind of money that they make.
Nonetheless, 57,506 fans came to the Vikings game today, and that's not too shabby attendance. The Vikings themselves didn't do too shabby on the field either. Mark Stevens joins us early to tell us about their win over the Raiders. Mark?
Wins like that can sweeten up the taste in your mouth a little bit. This was billed as Tommy Kramer's regular season debut. That it was. But it wasn't supposed to be Wade Wilson coming to TK's rescue. That it was, too. Wilson came off the bench in the second half after TK's hand cramped up, sparked the Vikings to a 31-20 win over the Raiders today. L.A. seemed to be taking over in the fourth period when Bo Jackson looked like he did when he played baseball for the Kansas City Royals and left. Lost control of the ball, the Vikings got it, and that set the stage for the rest. Wade Wilson took advantage of it. The touchdown pass here goes to Steve Jordan. The Vikings win it today, 31-20. Their record is now 4-4. They're back on track for a possible playoff spot. Plenty more on the Vikings in the rest of the day in sports. Still ahead.
Okay, see you in a bit. In other news tonight, a female guard at the Oak Park Heights prison has resigned after admitting to prison officials that she was involved in an unprofessional relationship with an inmate. Warden Frank Wood told Eyewitness News the guard resignation comes after an internal investigation into the matter. Wood says the case is still open as investigators look into anonymous allegations that the guard may have supplied the inmate with drugs or weapons. But he adds so far those allegations have not been confirmed. A third person has died from an accident that claimed 2 other lives Friday night. The accident happened near St. Joseph. A car collided head-on with a pickup truck on I-94. 2 other people remain hospitalized. Up north, 3 people have died in this year's deer hunt. 1 hunter died from a gunshot wound, and 2 others died of heart attacks. And a Twin Cities man is recovering from an accidental gunshot wound to the abdomen. Authorities say a juvenile is responsible for the accident, which occurred last night near Oak Grove. Well, every birthday party, in a way, is a celebration of living another year. But nowhere is that more true than at the birthday party we just came from in St. Louis Park. The party that all these people were headed for this afternoon is a celebration over something that could save their lives if it hasn't done that already. It's the 6th birthday in the Twin Cities of this gadget, worn around the neck or the wrist, that'll let the hospital emergency room know if they need help and can't reach the phone to dial 911.
If they're in the bathroom, for example, and they fall on the floor, usually there's no phone in the bathroom. Now
This program through Methodist Hospital in St. Louis Park is run entirely by volunteers and is said to be the largest all-volunteer program in the country. In its first 6 years, it's helped more than 800 area people who might have otherwise been left suffering for hours, maybe even days.
And it's really rewarding to feel that we can help.
Thomas Lannenberg is one of the people who's been helped. With his heart the way it is, he's needed 29 ambulance runs. But like the rest of the people here at this party, he doesn't want to move out of his home and into a place where he could get constant supervision.
I have no intention of that. I have too much to do.
Like what?
Just live.
And that's what the program's all about. Methodist isn't the only hospital in the area with Lifeline, but it has the largest program, in fact, the 5th largest in the country. Just ahead on Eyewitness News, a look at the weather for the week ahead with Karen Falloon.
Mike, we're headed for some of the coldest temperatures so far this season. I'll have the forecast. Mike?
All right, and when we come back, we'll look at the tremendous boom in the southwestern suburbs of the Twin Cities and the trouble that's causing. Stay with us.
Get a handle on savings with Glidden paint during Menard's big sale. From spread wall to spread satin, you'll find Glidden's entire line of quality latex interior paint on sale now. Spread Low Luster is a creamy latex enamel. It offers easy water cleanup, yet it's washable, ideal for walls and trim. On sale now in your favorite Glidden colors, just $7.95 a gallon. Choose Glidden and save during Menard's big sale.
We're helping you build America's heartland at Menard's.
Sometimes you got it today. Emerson's got it right. Fine-tune your life. Nobody's got to tell you. Emerson does it right. Fine-tune your life.
Fine-tune your life with Emerson.
Oh, nothing like waking up to your typical fast food breakfast. Hey, wake up to something different. Only Arby's serves buttery croissants from a real French recipe with your favorite fillings. Arby's croissant sandwiches. They got a taste that won't put you to sleep.
Enjoy Arby's ham and Swiss or sausage and egg croissants for just 99 cents. Or try Arby's delicious French toast sticks, just 69 cents, during Arby's Breakfast Below a Buck sale.
Swanson Fried Chicken has a surprise for you.
Hey, my favorite fried chicken.
What makes today so special?
Yeah.
Swanson lowered their price.
You're pulling my leg. Surprise, Swanson Fried Chicken. Same great taste.
New low price.
If this is your idea of a hot breakfast, think about this. In the time it takes to make coffee, you can make hot, buttery pancakes and savory sausages. Great starts breakfasts from Swanson, a real breakfast.
The old saying goes, you can't get there from here. Well, some commuters in the southwestern suburbs fear that may one day come true. They're driving on 40-year-old roads built when Eden Prairie was real farm country. As John Wingate reports, time has brought a lot of change, and the motorists are now paying the price.
Does this look familiar? If you live or work in Eden Prairie, Chanhassen, or Chaska, you know what we're talking about. Highways 5, 169, and 212 are the major roads serving the southwestern suburbs. But they were built up to 40 years ago when this was farm country. Now the communities are growing fast, and commuters are paying for it. Traffic volume is often 4 times the capacity. Major delays are common, and the accident rate is 55% above the average for other metro area highways. State highway engineers say there is a critical need for major highway improvements.
If we can't catch up on some of these projects and build some more capacity and safety into our metropolitan highway system, we're going to suffer from gridlock, which means nobody can move.
The problem is money. Plans to make 169-212 a freeway and expand Highway 5 to 4 lanes would cost about $50 million. But with cuts in federal and state road funds, the number of roads needing attention continues to grow. The 900 employees of MTS Systems in Eden Prairie faces the highway hassles daily. Company executives say if something isn't done soon, the poor transportation will hurt economic growth in the southwestern suburbs.
The alternatives that industry has is to develop a growing reluctance to build in the area. A professional here working in Eden Prairie is just as important as a tourist fishing up in northern Minnesota, and they're going to have to balance the economics.
Community leaders will take concerns about highway congestion to a meeting tomorrow of state lawmakers. They're hoping for financial help from the legislature next year.
but any significant relief is still years away, with a bad traffic situation getting worse. John Wingate, Channel 5 Eyewitness News in Eden Prairie.
Some minor improvements to roads in the southwest suburbs are now underway, but even highway officials call the work piecemeal, with no improvement in traffic congestion anticipated. Well, the space inside the proposed mega mall in Bloomington is becoming a hot commodity. The Star Tribune reports the Dayton Hudson Corporation and Donaldson's department stores are negotiating now for space. The companies reportedly changed their minds after Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom signed as tenants in the mega mall. HMO officials have made up their minds to cut their losses. Minnesota health maintenance organizations are rushing to drop coverage for elderly people in rural areas. The HMOs say it's too expensive to cover the outstate elderly population. The problem has prompted Senator Dave Durenberger to introduce legislation to raise Medicare payments in rural areas. Concern about the deadly disease AIDS is behind a meeting of the state school board tomorrow. Members will discuss whether to require uniform AIDS education classes across Minnesota. Schools have begun including the sensitive topic in curriculum over the last few years, but some educators aren't satisfied that all schools are doing enough. The steady hand of the artist can often turn the mundane into the magnificent. And that's been just the case this weekend in the Twin Cities. Luigi Montanaro is a master carver from Italy. He turns simple seashells into super cameos, those fine pieces of jewelry that women often wear on their collars. 90% of the world's cameos come from Italy. And coming up here, a weather forecast with good news and bad news. The good news is it'll be sunny. We'll be back with the bad part with Karen Falloon.
The things we do to get even with our cars, just because the engine's hesitating or making funny noises, when it's so easy to bring it to Precision Tune. Precision Tune stops your engine stalling and gas guzzling with a fuel injector cleaning. So don't take it out on your car. Instead, aim for the nearest Precision Tune, the engine performance experts.
See the yellow pages or call the connection.
If breakfast were as it was meant to be, it would be a centuries-old balance of fruits, grains, and nuts. The breakfast Europeans call muesli. Now muesli comes to America as Kellogg's Mueslix. Oats, wheat, rice, corn, barley, raisins, dates, and hazelnuts. Kellogg's Mueslix. 5 grain or bran. What breakfast was meant to be.
The biggest Chevy S10 4x4 sale of the year. Chevy Thunder. This week at your Twin Cities area Chevy team. Last chance on special signature, specially made Chevy Thunder 4x4. Buy now, get this exclusive Thunder package. $995 retail value. No charge. 4x4 Beaver. The largest inventory in history. At each and every one of your Twin Cities area Chevy team dealers. A sale so big, it crushes the competition. Chevy Thunder.
Engine troubles on a Northwest jet set back a famous entertainer and gave Ordway Theater officials cause for concern this afternoon. Doc Severson's plane had to turn back to Los Angeles because of engine troubles, but he managed to catch a later flight to the Twin Cities. That means his 7 o'clock show at the Ordway tonight has been pushed back to 8:15. So if you're going to the concert tonight, don't be surprised if you have to wait. Well, I have already taken the liberty of giving the good news that it's sunny, and indeed it was. What a sunny day.
Oh, it's gorgeous, and we can expect that just about all week.
Good, but there is bad news. What?
There is, of course. Crispy cold.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. Our lowest temperature so far this season is 23 degrees. That back on October the 11th. Well, now we're not only going to match that, we'll probably get colder than that over the next 2 nights. True. Well, now, last night, a cold front came through the metro area here about 3 o'clock this morning, and the skies cleared over much of Minnesota. Only the southeastern corner of the state had some cloudiness this morning, and the southern portion of Wisconsin, those clouds have now continued pushing to the southeast, and we have clear skies just about everywhere across the upper Midwest. A few clouds in the western Dakotas, not heading in this direction. Those will eventually dissipate as the sun goes down. We have high pressure just behind that cold front that went through here. That front, by the way, is now pushed on to Chicago. Very heavy rains up and down that frontal system. In fact, they've had such heavy rains in parts of south central Texas that flash flood watches and warnings are out for tonight. And in just the last hour, some heavy thunderstorms out ahead of that front have now moved into northwestern Louisiana, so severe thunderstorms prevailing across the Gulf coastal states. But we have high pressure that cleared the skies out but it's also going to bring in some much colder air. This morning's temperatures were in the teens across portions of central Canada, those teens dipping into northern Minnesota, and that colder air is headed our way here for tonight and tomorrow night, at least, before it starts to warm up. Officially, our temperature this morning was 35 degrees. The high temperature for the day actually occurred just before that cold front came through very early this morning, 48. Our high temperature so far this afternoon has been 44. We've had just 1/100th of an inch of precipitation as that front came through here. Right now, we have clear skies and 39. The dew point, a dry 14, so the relative humidity is 36%. Winds are out of the north at 16 miles an hour, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures elsewhere across the upper Midwest in the lower 30s across northern Minnesota. A few temperatures still in the lower 40s across the southern portion of Minnesota and southwestern Wisconsin. And the temperatures tomorrow afternoon will look just like this. We expect that high pressure to be sitting right over northern Minnesota. Winds will die down, but the temperatures will remain cool. Our high temperature tomorrow around 39. Tonight, though, clear and cold with temperatures ranging from 19 to 24 degrees waking up. Clear skies, 21. The rest of the day, plenty of sunshine, but it'll be a cool sunshine with highs 37 to 42 degrees. Monday night through Tuesday, clear to partly cloudy. We continue with that high pressure and dry weather. Temperatures, though, Monday night in the upper teens with highs on Tuesday in the lower 40s. Looking ahead, Wednesday and Thursday still partly cloudy. We may see a few showers on Wednesday or Friday, but that's it. We have showers at the end of the week with the temperatures gradually warming. In fact, those daytime highs around 50 degrees or in the lower 50s would put us just a little above normal. So we'll warm up at the end of the week.
That'd be nice. All right, Karen. Still ahead in sports, the Bears do it again. Another come-from-behind win while the Vikings get back to their winning ways. Mark Stevens has it all next with Eyewitness Sports.
Imagine it's lunchtime. That's time for a change of pace at Red Lobster.
We'll make your mouth water.
With luscious lunch specials, most under $4.99.
Make your heart melt.
And served in 15 minutes guaranteed, or it's free.
Make you flip with every dip, feel like you've never felt.
A shrimp salad sandwich, seafood pasta, or today's fresh catch, Red Lobster for lunch.
We know how you love seafood.
Try our new lunch shrimp trio, just $3.95.
I want you to sit back and relax and let me show you how to make delicious tasting sausage, and you do it with one finger. Use Jimmy Dean's microwave sausage. There's no fuss, no mess, and in seconds you have got a delicious batch of America's #1 sausage. And you did the whole thing with one finger. Jimmy Dean microwave sausage. It's microwave fast, but it's still Jimmy Dean delicious. Wasn't it easy?
Sometimes you got it today. Emerson's got it right. Fine tune your life. Nobody's got to tell you. Emerson does it right. Fine tune your life.
Fine tune your life with Emerson.
Now Broughton picks up the loose puck. Move the puck. Man's to Sisson on the right wing.
Okay,
Wilson pokes it loose to Fraser. To Savard. He's past Hartsburg, and here comes Vive with Savard. Wait a minute. What's happening? Someone has crashed through the glass. Picks up the puck. Sidesteps the defenseman. He shoots. He scores.
Minnesota North Stars hockey.
Unbelievable.
Live it.
From the looks of today's game, Kramer perhaps isn't quite up to last year's form just yet.
Just yet, but who's number one? Got a pick? I don't know. If the Vikings had a quarterback controversy before, I don't know what you'd call what they have now. It's kind of a pleasant dilemma. All-pro Tommy Kramer got his first start of the season today, but he wasn't impressive, and his hand cramped up. So Jerry Burns handed the offense over to Wade Wilson to start the second half, and they responded, coming away with a 30-20 win over the L.A. Raiders today. Now, the Viking defense set up most of the offensive scores. Here, rookie defensive tackle Henry Thomas gets his first NFL interception. From there, Tommy Kramer goes to Anthony Carter. It's a 26-yard completion. Overall, Kramer was 5 of 16 for just 54 yards. It set up a TK touchdown run there. The Raiders never got going offensively. Thanks to 6 Viking sacks, Doug Martin got Rusty Hilger there. It was 7-6 Vikes at the half. And to that, 4 interceptions. Carl Lee brings this one back to the 2. Wade Wilson went in from 1 yard out from there. And just a couple of minutes later, another pickoff led to this. It's Wilson looking for Hassan Jones. Watch it. He's going to get the bounce. We'll take it. 58-yard score on the play, 21-3 Vikes. But L.A. came back. Mark Wilson here will look and find James Lofton for a 9-yard touchdown strike. It's 21-13. Now, then the Raiders were driving again. Bo Jackson, their rookie guy, made his first major contribution since coming from baseball, but it wasn't to his team. It was to the Vikings. The fumble seemed to wake him up. Jesse Solomon brings this one back down near the goal line, and Wade Wilson took advantage of it. It's his second touchdown toss of the game. It goes to Steve Jordan. Wilson just threw 2 passes. Both were scores, 69 yards in all in passing for Wilson. Vikings go on to win it today 31-20, even their record at 4-4.
If he's having a bad day, then I can come in and spark the team, that's good, and if vice versa, if he can come in for me. So the overriding goal is to get this team in the playoffs, and that's the way we're going to look at it.
We're a little disappointed in our play last week against the Seahawks, and we just made up our mind to come to this game and play as hard as we can and just not holding anything back. And we know these guys had a little problem up front on the offensive line. We want to take advantage of it.
I'd say 6 sacks is taking advantage. Again, the Vikings are now 4-4. The regulars, though, are 4-1. Next week, the Vikes will be in the Dome, and they play host to Tampa Bay. Well, Mike Binkley was hoping to play in today's Bears-Packer game in Green Bay, but he never got his chance because it was a tight game all the way. From start to finish, first quarter here, Jimmy McMahon to Neil Anderson out of the backfield. Good for 59 yards and a touchdown, but Green Bay wouldn't fold. Randy Wright here finds a wide-open Phillip Epps, 26 yards, and the Pack was on top. Now, late in the fourth quarter, the game clock's winding down. Green Bay's ahead by 1. Kevin Butler drills this 52-yard field goal as time ran out, lifting Chicago to yet another last-second victory. The final today, 26-24. St. Louis does away with another central foe, Tampa Bay, 31-28. And in the fourth, Detroit is surprising Dallas. Well, the Buffalo Bills don't pay Jim Kelly the big bucks just to pass the football. Here, Kelly catches one. Gets it from Rob Riddick. He'll go 34 yards and set up the Bills' first score against the Broncos today. But they would prefer if Kelly just threw it. Here he goes 9 yards to Andre Reed. Buffalo upset Denver today. The final score, 21-14. Pittsburgh takes care of Pittsburgh 17-16. And Cleveland clobbers Atlanta 38-3. No contest here. Bernie Kosar just picked the floundering Falcons apart for 3 touchdown tosses. This is the longest one. It goes to Webster Slaughter. Over the last 2 weeks, Atlanta has been outscored 76-3. Only 38-3 today. A pair of surprise AFC division leaders battled in Indy. West topper San Diego tied the game in the fourth on this pass from Danny Fouts to Lionel James. The Colts had a chance to win it, though, late in the fourth quarter, but Mr. Money, Eric Dickerson, coughs up the football on the goal line. The Chargers took over from there and marched down the field. Vince Abbott won it with this 39-yard field goal. The Chargers are now 7-1, beating the Colts today 16-13. Also on the scoreboard, Washington loses to Philadelphia. Partials now. San Francisco leads Houston in the fourth. Miami by 3 over Cincinnati. And New Orleans is doing it to the Rams. Tonight, New England plays the Giants. The Monday Nighter, you see it here on 5, Seattle and the Jets. Well, the North Stars will be in action tonight. They'll complete their busy weekend. They will play Vancouver. They've lost to Vancouver last night. They'll play Chicago tonight. I want to get an injury update in here. Freshman Pat Tinglehoff for the Gophers. He's okay. He just has a bad headache. A little bit of a concussion, too, but nothing serious after being carried off the field in yesterday's game.
All right, Mark, one more note on the Vikings. Before today's game, no one was more concerned about what he ate before that game than quarterback Wade Wilson. The reason? 2 years ago, Wilson found out he had diabetes. Join us tonight in this Sunday's Vital Signs as Dr. Michael Brain looks at Wilson's personal struggle to fight this disease. And just a reminder, if you see news happening, be sure to call the Eyewitness News tip line at 5 TV News. Just time enough for one more check on the weather?
Well, I can say sunny days and clear, cool nights and rather dry for the next couple of days. Tonight's temperatures will be in the lower 20s, high tomorrow around 40 degrees.
All right, and that's going to do it for us. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again tonight at 10.
sufferers of chronic diseases, while others